Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting Radio, EB Radio. EB Radio. Your station for empowerment presents Mom Boss Talk Radio, a show that brings real life, real moms, and real experiences to empower mom bosses everywhere to be ambitious, highly driven, fierce, fabulous, and fearless. Mom Boss Talk Radio begins now.
Welcome, mom bosses all over the world. It's another amazing Thursday, and that means it's time for another great discussion with the mom bosses. I am so happy you are joining. Okay, I'm one of your hosts, Manietta, and Jerisha, she'll be joining in future episodes. Now, you know, I'm back at it again. Okay, you know I love me some Pinterest. So I found something for all the girls, okay? It is 7 mindset shifts for entrepreneurs. Okay, we as business owners, entrepreneurs, our minds can tend to wander and question the things that we're doing, right? So I'm like, what can we do to help us through that process? So I got some tips. I found some tips on Pinterest, okay? 1, instead of I can't figure this out, try every problem has many solutions. And I think we get into this mode of we're trying to, solve these problems, and sometimes it's just not working out, and we can't think of the correct things to do to fix it. But we also have to always, that's where the mental health comes in too. We always have to understand every problem has a solution. It has many solutions, okay? One problem can have probably several different ways to solve it. We just have to calm ourselves, not overthink, not overanalyze, maybe even set it down for a day or two and really think about how to really tackle it properly and not feel, as if we're putting so much into it. I do that from time to time. Okay. Number 2, if I work harder, I'll get better results. Instead of that, try success happens when I have fun. And I had to think about that. And I had to think about all the things that I've done throughout my journey, and from when I was stressed versus when I, was chill and laid back when doing work. And the results were so much better when I was having so much fun. So you really have to think about what you're putting into, these thoughts. Okay. Working hard is great, but have fun doing it. We always have to have some fun. Okay. Just like when we take our kids somewhere to a park, to, the water park and things like that, so they can, get away from schoolwork and have some fun. We also should look at things in a fun manner. Even when they're doing work, what do? You try to make it fun, so that way they can learn, in an environment that's, filled with joy instead of stress, right? That applies to business as well. It really does. 3, instead of I'm so far behind, try this. I'm thriving in my own way. You are moving forward at the pace that you need to go. And as sometimes it is heartbreaking to see, and it's from experience, because sometimes I feel this, it's heartbreaking to see, that you're in a certain position and you put so much into it, and then you see others that's thriving so quickly. And for me, I'm always happy for anybody who's getting the bag. I'm happy for anybody who's thriving, okay? I'm saying for me specifically, sometimes it hurts. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I not doing right? What am I doing wrong? But then I have to also understand my time will be my time. I do not want to rush the process, because I want the process to be correct. I don't want to rush into something and I'm just jumping over, important steps. you don't want to jump over important steps. You want to make sure you take each and every step accordingly so you can get all the knowledge and wisdom that you can. Don't skip them steps. Don't do it, because you're going to end up going backwards. Once you get to the destination and you thinking, oh, it's all fun, and you popping bottles and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, I skipped so many steps because I was in a rush, and now I have to go backwards and fix. Then go back to the number one: fix problems. I have to figure out how to fix these problems. Okay, do it at your own pace. You're doing fine. You're doing great. Okay. 4, instead of I'm too scared to take action, try fear means I'm onto something big. So all that means, all that means is that it's okay. It's okay to be scared. Let's not pretend. But at the same time, use that as strength. Okay, it means that you're doing something great. That fear, everybody's going to have some type of fear. It's probably a very small percentage of people who actually will just jump into it head first with no fear. But for the most part, everybody has some type of fear going into something brand new and not knowing the outcome. Look, for me, I hate not knowing stuff. I hate not I just hate not knowing the next step. I just don't like it. I know it's part of life. You don't know what's going to happen next. I just don't like it. But I have to look at it as my fear is going to be my strength. I have to use that to propel forward and to, hit those goals. Number 5, instead of what if I mess up, try this. Failure is success in progress. Because I think there's a saying, it's like, if you fail, you're trying. It's something along those lines. I'm pretty sure it's not word for word, but it's something along those lines of if you're failing, that means you're trying. Because you can't fail at something that you're not doing. Right? So, I mean, yeah, it could be a failure of not doing nothing at all, but if you failed at something, that means you attempted to do something and it did not succeed. So, with that being said, you tried. So you now know, okay, I went through these certain steps and somehow along the line, something didn't work out. So I have to go back to the drawing board and see why it didn't work out. That's all that is. You're in progress. And every business, every corporation, every big business and every big corporation has went through so many failures until they got to their success. So always keep that in mind. It's not going to be, some people have it great where they're instant success, but that's a very small percentage. There's a lot of people, a very high percentage of people who do the things that they need to do and they fail, and they have to go back to the drawing board and redo it again and keep going until they figure out the correct formula. You have to figure out your formula, and it's not going to be the same formula as someone else. It's going to be a different formula because you're who you are and they're who they are. That's all that is. Okay, so failure is just something that's going to be a part of the process. So you have to get that in your mind that you're going to fail. You're going to fail. And if you don't, honey, you're part of the very small percentage, and congratulations. But for the most part, you're going to fail. So you have to prepare your mind for the failure, but also prepare your mind for the successes. Okay. Next one, instead of what if they say no, try this. The right people will say yes. So in your mind, don't think of the people who's going to say no. Think of the people that's going to say yes. So when you're like, if you're doing business like a boutique, for instance, I know I'm going to get a lot of no's before I get yeses and people purchasing my things, right? My items, my products. And that's understood. That's just like me going to a website. I'm going to say no to something until I say yes. You just have to keep pushing and putting yourself out there, and don't let that break you. Do not let that break you. That's just like when it comes to social media and people commenting on posts, right? There's going to be 1,000 people who will praise you, and then it'll be that one negative comment that will stay in your mind. It's like, why am I thinking about that one comment when there's 1,000 people who just absolutely adore me? And I think we have to get that out of our heads, that we have to push the negativity to the side. People are going to have their own opinion, and these are people most likely that's not doing what you're doing. They're not trying to do what you're doing. And we have to take it at, like, you're doing what you need to do to build, your family up, while someone's on a computer spewing hate towards someone they don't know, right? So we have to really push the negativity to the side and really hone in on all the positivity that comes. If we focus on that, I think that will definitely help our mental health in a major way. It's hard, but we have to really fight through it. Okay. And the next one, selling is hard. And instead of that, I trust my clients to choose. And that kind of goes back. It's like you have to, everybody's not going to be a salesperson. They're just not. Me, I am not a salesperson by any means. I feel if you make a decision, if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to try to convince you. However, um I feel like the products will speak for itself, and the people who want it will get it, right? My clients, my clientele, my people, my customers, they're going to choose when they are ready to get it. Of course, promote. Of course, put your name out there. Don't sit back and be idle. Okay, definitely, showcase your work. Put yourself out there, but do it in a what? Fun way, a fun manner, because I'm learning now that what people love to see is humility. They love to see people. They love to see just human beings being human beings, and not a character, and not, something that they're not, just being real and honest and seeing themselves in in you. They want to see themselves in you as a regular person, right? So we have to definitely, just doing that alone is selling it. I don't think it takes much work to just be. It doesn't take much to be yourself. You're going to be yourself. It's when you start trying to be something that you're not, that can really blur the lines, that can really mess up a lot for the future in your business. So definitely be yourself, and um don't let and definitely don't let naysayers, get into your head of what they think you should be. No, be you, and the people who enjoy you will come to you and gravitate towards you. That's all that is. Okay. I mean, look, Pinterest and me, I love me some Pinterest. I love the things that the things that they put on here, the advice and everything that's on here, right? Um oh, here's another one. I don't have enough experience. Instead of that, say I can leverage my existing skills. Everybody don't know everything. Let's put that out there. Everybody don't know everything, and let's not pretend that we do. Okay, there's a lot of people who fell into business not knowing not nothing about business. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to utilize the skills that you already have. If you know that you are good with words, utilize your vocabulary, okay? If you know you are good at, your computer skills, utilize those skills, like utilize anything that you can. If you know something, you know something. If you don't, you don't. You can learn that as you go. You can definitely learn anything as you go. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it. I mean, you do it every day. Just share it with the world. Use your skills, right? Here's another one. I can't ask for more money. Instead of thinking that way, think this way. I know what my work is worth. So that is I think a big thing of knowing how to price yourself or price your items and things like that. Price it, and the people who's going to pay that price will pay that price. Don't worry about the people who's like, oh my gosh, that's too much. Oh my gosh, I can't afford that. Okay, then you can't afford it. Then go find something that you can afford. Everything is not for everybody. You don't see, Louis Vuitton, you don't see Gucci, you don't see, all these high-end brands bringing their prices down. No, because the people who buy them will make, even if they're not wealthy, guess what they're going to do? They're going to find a way to make the money to buy the product that they want. So do not, as a small business, downplay your cost because people are not going to buy it, or you don't think people are going to buy it, or a few people are complaining about your pricing. Absolutely not. Then change your target audience. You need to change your audience. The people who are going to buy, they will buy. So it's just a matter of understanding and changing your mindset, of getting the negative thoughts out and then changing them to more positive thoughts. I think that will definitely help build your confidence. And I can say it's helping me on my journey as well, because the journey is not going to be quick. It's going to be a long, long road. Sometimes relaunching, sometimes restarting. It is what it is. You have to do what you got to do, especially if you have a dream, you have a goal, you have a vision, especially if you want to hit that. But this was fun. I love me some Pinterest. I do. And I love to share what I find with all of you. Oh, look at me rhyming. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm very glad you tuned in. And make sure you come follow us on Facebook, Mom Boss Talk Radio on Facebook. Join the conversations, ask questions. We love to have you join the family. We are now on Instagram, and we're building that platform as well. And I love me some Instagram, honey. I am always on Instagram. So definitely come over there, join over there as well. We'll be posting over there very soon. We're in the midst of making some great changes. Some things are happening and moving along. And that's what we like to see, right? That's what we like to see. But thank you for tuning in. Now, we are mom bosses on a mission, okay, to empower moms all over the world. Mom bosses, remember to be ambitious, highly driven, fierce, fabulous, and fearless. You are making moves. You got this.
Thank you for joining us on Mom Boss Talk Radio. Follow each of the Mom Bosses on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you love Mom Boss Radio, visit the website at www.envisionedbroadcasting.com. We'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and give a review on iTunes. Until next time.